Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video on Boundaryland Podcast with Dillon and Sheldon. And today, a comprehensive victory by Team India with an innings and 25 runs, and thereby sealing their place in the World Test Championship final. Sheldon, just want to ask you by beginning this podcast is that this time there's not going to be any excuses from England's side.
I was just gonna say no pitch talk this time. I think the pitch was amazing. I thought it was wonderful from day. It was a belter to bat on day one and day two, but England wasted it. I mean, you get the chance. First things, win the toss, bat first, play an extra batsman as well. You couldn't ask for more. But they completely wasted that. I thought India bowled excellent again on day one. Ashwin and Axar. I'm sure England batsmen will be having nightmares about them when they go back home because those two are just on top of them from the second test, day one, till now.
Yeah, unbelievable bowling by both Ashwin and Axar, and Axar Patel, it's just like bagging up wickets left, right and center, So he's just playing his third match, he's already taken like 4-5 wicket falls. He's having a golden run, the guy. And how often do we talk about Ashwin? Just unbelievable, those stats, from Ashwin. And Rishabh Pant and Washington's Sundar, their partnership, I thought, rescued India. And how important was a knock from Rishabh Pant, so well, batted so well. When he scored his first 50, that was really slow, and he took some time to build and just get that confidence. But second 50, I don't know what happened to him. He just like switched gears and just went berserk towards the end.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's an X-Factor player, that's for sure. I can't believe there were questions about him before the Australia series, whether he should be in this team. I mean, he can get in just as a batsman. That's how good he is. He played a terrific knock at the Gabba, and then in the first test even in this series, and then yesterday against all odds, 130 for 6 at that time, and England were just getting back into the game. Yeah. And then that partnership just won the game for India. Terrific. Even Sundar, I think, is going to be batting at 4 for India soon, the way he's going. I think he averaged 9 series. I was reading, that's just crazy. He's just
exactly. I mean, Washington Sundar playing those shots, and the way he's hitting the ball also, it looks like he's been doing this like for a long time, and just the confidence which he brings and comes, I think that just for a young guy, I mean, unbelievable stuff this is, and India now, I don't know when Ravindra Jadeja gets back to the team, I don't know, they're going to have a big problem trying to pick who's going to get into the team, so that's going to be a headache for Kohli. But I think it's a good headache also, for the team, that they've got specialists, wherever they go to, whichever pitch they're playing on, any kind of ground they're playing, they've got the resources basically. So that's very good for from India's perspective. But England, Sheldon, just coming to the England batting, I thought 205 on day one, just wasn't enough. You must raise some serious questions then on the English batsmen.
Yeah, I think I don't have a problem with the guys who got it early, but once you get in, you need to kick on and make a big score. Yeah. I thought Bairstow got a start. He made 20 or something. That's the only score he's made this series because the rest have been dunks. Bairstow looked awful in most of the innings. I can't believe how bad he looked. 3 ducks in 4 games. I'd be very surprised if Bairstow plays another test match for England. Very surprised.
Yeah.
And even I think Tom Bess, we were both calling for him last game, but this game, I mean, Tom Bess couldn't land it. It was sad to see, but an international spinner not being able to land the ball.
Yeah, but there are a lot of things. Yeah, but Sheldon, I feel there are a lot of things to Tom Bess and Johnny Bairstow. They're taking nothing away from them, but I just feel that Johnny Bairstow should have been, like you said, I think in one of the earlier podcasts, Johnny Bairstow should have started in this England team right from the first test. You just bring him into a match where it's, England have to win, and it's a turning pitch right from ball one, and he has to score. I mean, come on, it's a bit harsh on Johnny Bairstow because, of course, he's played so well over the years, but yes, I think there was a stat which said that his last 9 innings or something in India, and he's got like 6 ducks or something out of that. I mean, so that's like a serious stat, especially in India, and probably when they tour next time, he'll want to do well against it. But Dom Bess, Sheldon, coming to Dom Bess, like you said, again, he wins you the first test, Dom Bess, and he's not there in the second test. Then you don't take him in the third test when he should have been there. You send half the team home. I think Moeen Ali left and Joss Butler left, and then Dom Bess wasn't even picked in third test, and then now you come back all of a sudden, you ask him to play and you have to take wickets. I think that's a bit harsh, I think, from the England camp, what they've done. But some serious questions around the England, like the way they went about, especially this match.
I think one of the few only bright spots this game was probably Dan Lawrence. We were talking about him before this game as well, how
whether he's going to play or not. But yeah, he played really well.
Played him, he showed some steel. He showed real mental toughness, because after the previous 2 games he played where he looked all out of sorts, he looked like he couldn't hold a bat against the spinners. But he played pretty well. A 40 and a 50, if I'm not mistaken, in this game.
Yeah.
And in both innings, I think he ran out of partners as well. He was batting with the tail in both the innings. I thought Dan Lawrence was probably the only bright spot, and Stokes with bat and ball fighting in the first innings.
How often?
That was hard to watch yesterday. You could see him struggling to bowl at the end, but he just kept going and trying his hard. And I think he took four wickets in the end.
4 wickets, yeah. He just wrapped up the last 2 wickets and denied Washington Sundar, I think, of that 100.
How sad is that when you see the last guy remaining and you're like, please just hang. I think Ashwin had the same thing in one of the previous games, right? When he was at the last time, but he got the 100.
He got the 100, yeah. I think Ishant Sharma was batting with him. He stuck around that, man. A lot was expected from Ishant this match as well, whether he's going to stick around or not. But I mean, Stokes is just a beauty. Over the years, he's just playing so well over the years, and it's just delightful to see the way he goes about it, Ben Stokes. Just when you think that he's not going to get in, he's in the worst kind of form, stands in there, gets a good half century, and then with the ball again, they know England is 1 pacer less, and he just puts his hand up and he's like, okay, captain, I can do this. And he really bowled his heart out yesterday, Ben Stokes. And even today, like we said, England will have some work to do when they go back to see where they've gone wrong. Especially that pink ball test match is a different story. They could have adapted better. They could have played the defensive shock better, but both teams had issues in that match, so I wouldn't count that match. But the second test, I thought England should have played much better, and even this test, the 4th test, they should have at least gone about it better, because they had some moments in the game where they could have gone about it much better. That was the part which I thought they didn't do well.
I think yesterday, after 2 sessions I think England were in the game, because I think India trailing by 60 or something, and they were about 6 wickets down. That was a great chance. But he just saw it slip for that punt and Sundar punch. It was just out of this world.
Rishabh Pant, he's just, like you said, an X-factor player. Like the way he played, I thought was absolutely brilliant. Accelerated at the right time, and that reverse flick of Anderson, that was just brilliant. I mean, I've not seen a shot like that, especially in recent times. I know Stokes, I think, has played really well in England during that 2009 Ashes, and I thought Rishabh Pant was almost like, kind of mirroring that Stokes innings almost, and he's just in some awesome form.
Yeah, he's X-factor. He's just brilliant to watch, and that's one of the beauties. I think there are a lot of negatives about ODIs and T20s, but this is one of the good spots when guys can mix it up, play slow for a little while and up the ante as well. It shows that T20 has helped this sort of game. Like, I think if there was no T20 or ODI cricket, we might not have seen Stokes' innings in Headingley. Yeah, so it's a great example of how, yes, T20 people complain about it, but it's also helped have great innings like this one, like the punt innings, just out of this world.
And with that, I think in India now on their way to the World Test Championship final, and they'll play New Zealand there. So super stoked for that. I thought India deservedly so. They played really well over the last few months. They had a very good tour in Australia. Didn't start on a good note, of course. They had to make their way back, and I thought that really brought the team up. And same even in this series, they got off to a bad start, but then again the guys picked themselves together and really helped the team getting over the line. England were almost there. They had their moments. They had some brilliant moments in the game, but then they just couldn't hold on to it and just convert those. And Anderson, Sheldon, the old man, I should say now. I think he doesn't age. It's too harsh to call him the old man. But that he's bowled. Even he bowled his heart out. I thought some balls, the way he landed it and the way it was moving, it was really good.
That's crazy. I think throughout the series, Jimmy's really given it his all, and it's definitely the best I've seen him bowl in India. And that's amazing to say that he's doing this at 39.
39, and and there were no clouds above. There was no overcast conditions. So full marks to Jimmy Anderson. I think that's another good thing for England. I think they can at least bank on Jimmy Anderson if he goes along. Yeah, it's going to be India versus New Zealand now, and at Lord's in June, and really looking forward to that. Sheldon, what do you think? What do you make of that?
Super over anyone? New Zealand Lord's final again? Anyone?
Oh boy.
But New Zealand, I mean, fair play to them for getting to this final. They've earned their spot as well. I mean, people will be like, oh, how come New Zealand there? But they've definitely earned their spot. They won the right amount of series to get there, and it should be a good game at Lord's in June, I think.
Yeah,
and
June 18th. Yeah,
we'll probably get seeming conditions as well. New Zealand's attack, India's attack, Kane Williamson, Virat Kohli. Get the tickets and all that.
Yeah, it's going to be intense. Like, you got Trent Bolt, you got Wagner, you got Jameson from New Zealand who really bowled quick, and from India you got Shami is going to be back, I think, in time. Bumrah is going to be there as well.
Yeah.
That's going to be a really strong attack, and I think Ashwin, Rishabh Pant, Kane Williamson, everybody. I think I can't wait for this test to start. And
but the one thing that surprised me is that it is only one test.
Yes.
Yes,
it is.
They're gonna all the way to England just to play that one game and then leave. They could have had a series maybe, but then again, it can't be a final.
It's going to be too much. Yeah. If it's going to be a final, it's going to just be one. And the T20 World Cup is also there, because I think they don't want to overlap it with that, and injuries are bound to happen. Like we've seen even in this series, before it could start, you had like so many injuries, had like guys getting hurt. So that's the video from us. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the match. It's been a brilliant series, and we've had some amazing moments. Started off with Joe Root's double 100, and then India bounced back, played really well. Rishabh Pant, Ravichandran Ashwin in the next test scoring a beautiful 100. And taking the wickets. Axar Patel also playing really well in his debut game. We had the very controversial pink ball test. Then after that, where the pitch wasn't right and the ball was turning right from day one. And now in the fourth test as well, both teams played really well. But India obviously outplaying England, I thought, in all departments, and rightfully the winner.
I thought the one moment that for me I think changed the series was Rohit Sharma's knock on that first day of the second test.
Second test in Chennai. Yeah.
And I think India at one stage were 80 for 3. Kohli had just gotten out. But Sharma played the innings of a lifetime on that pitch. It was not easy at all. And he hit 160, if I'm not mistaken.
161, yeah.
And that for me changed the series. That for me was the moment of the series which, India's in it and they're not going to let England back in the series. That was the moment that changed it for me.
Yeah, Rohit Sharma is just a class act. There's a lot of talk with him in Australia. He's not getting runs, and he just comes in here. And I mean, on that kind of a pitch, like you said, it was so difficult even for India, to bat on that. And Rohit Sharma was just batting in a different league. I thought he's batting a different pitch, the way he was sweeping the ball. And but that knock, I thought, like you said, it really changed everything. And Ravi Ashwin in that test as well, 100 on home ground. I mean, there's lots of these small moments we can speak about, but in the end, today India really showing why they deserve to get into that final, which is going to be at Lord's. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys. As usual, do like the video and subscribe to our channel, and you can follow us on Instagram. It's at boundary_line_podcast. The link's in the description.